Good review. Good. Hey, Coach, how difficult is Allen Fieldhouse in terms of the place to play?
Yeah, I mean, it's on par with all the top venues. Really, it's really loud. Got to be really, you gotta take care of the ball. You can't make loud mistakes. Certainly get the crowd going. Momentum plays you got to try and avoid if possible.
What are your memories of 2017?
We were off to a great start, playing with a lot of confidence, playing at a pretty high level. You never know what you're getting into when you go to a place like that against a team like that. So it was a little bit of uncertainty, and got behind early. Was thinking, uh-oh, and then we kind of clawed our way back in. And guys, that group was really fun to coach. They were fearless. Just how they competed, their shot making that day was off the charts. Individual performances. That's what it takes to beat a team like Kansas on the home floor.
What's the crowd like there, Coach?
Very knowledgeable crowd, very understand the game. It's no surprise. It's the history in that building, and I think the fans are super classy too. It's like some places you go, and it's really loud, and you get this like really classless vibe to it, but not there. The fans in Kansas, I think, were very, very complimentary of our players after that game. I remember that's what our guys were talking about. Wow, I couldn't believe how many people came up and said you guys really played a great game. And that's what it's about too, sportsmanship. And some places don't have it, but certainly Kansas does.
From playing at Gonzaga and elsewhere, what have you thought about your team's readiness for this type of environment?
Well, I mean, we played 2 games like that. Gonzaga, we were up for the challenge. I thought, we were right there, had chances to win. And then you could look at the Duke game. I know that's not a regular season game, but those were 2 examples of what we're up against here tomorrow. So we got to figure out which group is gonna show up, and I hope that it's the Gonzaga version of what we showed in that game. But we've done some more things, because even the BYU crowd was tremendous. I mean, and the noise impacted our half-court offense, especially in the first half. So we've worked on a lot of more of hand signals, and just overall having our players recognize they got to look to the bench more and just be able to get the play calls so we're on the same page. Against a team like this, you can't give away possessions because you got a couple of guys not sure what we're doing on offense.
Coach, you just talk about Jaden's start, acquaintance who we just talked to here, his start to the season.
I mean, he's a fantastic kid. Just his work ethic is ridiculous. He loves the game. He's passionate about getting better, and he's just every day, every week, you're seeing improvements in different ways. And I think his efficiency has been way better over the last couple of weeks, just on the offensive side. Defensively, he's just going to give you everything he has, and his great instincts. And I think our players are trusting what he could do with the offensive end a little more too.
What are the keys for him in this game against Hunter Dickinson and Floyd Whittingham?
Well, I mean, he's got to be a presence for us. It's not only him. It's got to be really everybody. Our guards got to do a good job of getting in the paint and crack it down and stabbing at the ball. It's not one guy's responsibility. A player like Hunter Dickinson or Adams is very athletic. The freshman is coming on, man. He was a handful at UCF, so they have a very formidable front court, and it's we have to all chip in and support Jaden and Bashir and Sean around the basket.
For a player as young as Jaden, what kind of maturity does it show for him to take so much pride defensively on that side of the ball?
I think it's just in his DNA. It's how he was raised. I wish I could take credit for who he is, but the reality is his dad and his family. I mean, it's a great family, and they a tremendous support system. And his dad played at a very high level and taught him the game very well, valuing the importance of not only being a one-dimensional type player to impact the game on defense with his the physical talent that he has. So that's just something that he does naturally because he's been taught how to do it the right way, and so we're trying to just take advantage of certainly what he could bring on the defensive end.
Coach, could you just review quickly the start of Big 12 conference play? at BYU than Colorado last week, and just kind of your thoughts on that first two games.
We we didn't do a good job on offense at BYU. We 2 for 15 from three is not going to win many road games in the first half, and then we flipped the script and turned the ball over quite a bit in the second half. So we just didn't play well on offense. It was our poorest game at that end of the floor. So you can't win against good teams on the road that way. And hopefully, that was a lesson learned there. Execute better, play better. It was a good bounce back, good response versus Colorado. Our shooting numbers were really good, and I thought our defense was really good, especially early in the game, to get us a good lead at home.
Jaden's father and Josan both responded to a Barstool post regarding docuseries and NIL. What comments do you have about that?
I mean, a lot of times in business, negotiations and things break down, and you don't get a deal done. I mean, it happens, all the time in the business world. So, we didn't get the deal that we hoped we could get with that. We're going to explore and be creative and try and find ways to maximize, our NIL program. And we'll still continue to talk to people if we find a situation that makes sense. And we have young, exciting players like Josan and JQ, and hopefully guys that we're recruiting that could tell an amazing story if the right situation comes up and the deal comes up. Otherwise, like I have an E60 myself, so I don't need the extra publicity. I'm good.
Yeah. So there hasn't been any negative impact of that initial thing not coming to fruition.
Not at all. I mean, I think you saw it with the responses. We honor our commitments here. We've had great people support, our NIL, like the Hobbs family, like Nap Lawrence, just to name a few. Those guys have been great to me and trying to put together this team and really develop a strong NIL. They've been very supportive of Kenny and what football is doing. And so we have it going right now, and there's great momentum, and there's a lot of people that want to support our program and what we're doing here.
You're involved with some other high-profile recruits. Do you feel how do you feel about how well positioned you are moving forward with the recruiting?
I just feel like, from an NIL standpoint, we could be very competitive. We're having a solid season. There's a lot more work to be done. Our young players are playing very well. So I think it's exciting. I want to have a blended roster. I want to have portal guys. I want to have returning players. And I'm not going to abandon top high school recruits. Like we're going to try and get guys like JQ and Josan to come in here and help us win and be immediate impact guys and guys that are going to go on to the NBA. And so that's been our blueprint, to get a couple of high school guys that can impact things right away, and then supplement that and support them with experienced players.
Probably Kansas isn't a top 5 team this time around, but in your experience here, when you guys have beaten a top 15 team on the road, what kind of impact or carryover does that tend to have?
Well, they looked like a top 5 team against UCF on the road in their last game, and their defense was outstanding. They have veteran players, guard play, obviously interior play. So they're the real deal. It's scary because they've lost a tough one at West Virginia at home. I don't know if they've ever lost 2 in a row at Allen Fieldhouse. Someone have to look that up for me. But it's we're going to go in and give everything we got tomorrow night.
What's Trevor Best going to bring to the program?
Trevor's very athletic. He's could shoot it. He's played with Jaden, so they have a good relationship already. We're going to take it slow and allow him to learn, and he's going to need some time in the program to get on the practice floor. But we're excited about the future and what he can bring. He's like a change of pace type of guard. He's got great athleticism.
Any update on Josan going into this?
I would say Josan would be game time. He was partial participant the last 2 days, but he was out there not for the entirety of our practice. And we're just going to see what he looks like tomorrow, shoot around in the morning, and then make a determination in the afternoon. But like initially, we thought it would be more time. Like he's really healed quick, and he's worked very hard. with his rehab to even have a chance to play tomorrow. He desperately wants to play, so but we have to see that he's moving the right way and he looks like himself out there.
Coach, as Big 12 conference, I know it's early in the season. Does that change travel plans at all versus the Pac-12? Is it different?
It's different. I mean, I mentioned that to our broadcasters before the Colorado game. You're just kind of used to, being in tandem with Arizona and playing the 2 games at a time. So it's, but I like it. Like when it's broken up like this, you have a poor game like we did at BYU, then you could get home and try and get right again before heading out on the road. So I kind of like this format. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Yeah.